Hello, my name is Marty Bobrowski. I'm a stained glass artist and I've been working on glass for over 30 years. The first step is designing your stained glass piece. This was the lid for a box that I had made. So it's kind of a puzzle. I make two pieces, one for cutting and making and tracing glass on, and one for the original. The more colorful, the better. I never throw anything away. Once they get super small, they go into jars. This is a drawer of purple glass, yellow glass. I have a drawer of pink glass, all kinds of pink, reds of every shade, blues, light blues, dark blues, greens, and blacks. Blacks and grays. I have all my glass organized by color as much as possible. The next phase of stained glass is tracing your pattern onto a piece of glass and then cutting it. Once you've scored the glass, then you take the pliers specially made to break the glass exactly where you wanted it. Once you finish your cut, you bring it to the grinder and grind all around all of the sides, and this is so your foil will stick better to the glass. Once you've finished cutting and grinding your piece, then you need to bring it to the foil. This is copper foil. It has a sticky side on one side to stick to the glass, and it comes in different thicknesses, and because this is a thick piece of glass, I would need to use a thicker piece of foil to wrap around it. Use this one here. Once all the foil is evenly wrapped around your glass, then you try and press it in and make sure it's all folded down nice and evenly. And then you would take your fid and make sure that the sides are nice and smooth like this. And then once that's done, you would take your roller, here's your roller, and make sure all of the foil is nice and flat on your glass. If it's not flat on your glass, the solder isn't going to look great. Okay. I get all of my pieces nicely lined up where I want them to be. Oops. Yep, that's right. And then this one. Okay, so and then you'll want to, this is the tail feather of a bird. I've got my flux. I like to just put a little flux on to start so that I can get everything where I want it. I don't want too much of the gap. There, that's good. Okay, here's the solder. This solder is 60% tin and 40% lead, so you always want to make sure you have nicely vented area to work in. This is my soldering iron, and I'm going to touch the solder onto the glass. And there you go. That's the beginning of a tail feather. For the tail feathers, I like to do a little bending of it so that it looks a little more natural, I guess. So, put it down like this and just gently separate and push it down without burning yourself. Okay. Okay. And then move this a little bit here. So the trick is to get a nice smooth bead on your glass, connecting the two, connecting the sides together. So this is how it looks once the tail is attached to the bird. I'm probably going to need to do some touch-ups because the soldering is not at its best. Once that's finished, then you take wings. I'm just going to, as an example, use these. And these you attach on the side. And then there's one on either side. Then I'll put a spinner on the top and it'll be good to go. This is a zinnia. It will be a zinnia once I get it all put together and evened out. I might put a butterfly in there or maybe just some beads. So I also repair things. This lamp over here has been a bit of a big challenge for me. I'm working on putting this all together for a gentleman, and hopefully I'll have it done within 5 years or so. When I first started making stained glass, we had just purchased a new home with huge windows with way too much sunlight coming through. So instead of putting a curtain, I decided to design my own stained glass windows. I love the way the color just pops when the sun is shining through it. I'm usually doing things along the line of nature, flowers, birds. I haven't done a lot of animals, but things that you see in nature, colors and that sort of thing. I love making stained glass windows, and I love watching people enjoy them as much as I do.